Today, we tried to crash the game with equipment only. This one had some crazy visuals as we swapped equipments throughout it, so enjoy. Oh, and also totally subscribe because you're like already watching, so you might as well. All right, let's get in there. Today, we are simply crashing the game with our equipment only. That is kind of the plan. Not necessarily only our equipment, but definitely mostly our equipment. And so we have command on today, and of course we have many possibilities of what to do. We could go the on-kill route with a forgive me please. We could go just the straight missiles route with pocket ICBM. We have options, but I think to start, we're just gonna grab a beautiful goat hoof. So of course, we have to grab a lot of fuel cells. Today is gonna be very fuel cell heavy. Fuel cell, gesture of the drowned, and then picking our equipment to crash the game with. Also, we are back on mouse and keyboard today. Okay, can I have some applause in the comments for making the switch? I think. Now, I'm not making any promises, but I do think today marks the mouse and keyboard era. I don't think I'll have my controller for any more videos. Okay, teleporter begins. 6 items, not too bad. Starting off pretty low key, right? Nothing too crazy yet. Obviously, we have a lot of Desperados, so this should be as simple as ever. It was. And we'll just rock through teleporter. We'll grab... what do we want out of here? That's kind of the question. I mean, none of the greens are necessarily going to help us other than fuel cell. But I know we're going to have to probably get Will-O-Wisp at one point. Some Gore's Tome is going to be helpful potentially later. So we'll see. We'll have to make a decision. Let's grab a Gore's Tome. For one, the reason, because like on-kill effects from a Forgive Me Please might make it happen. But also, just to move a little bit faster through the stages, you know, get that cash a little bit easier, no problemo. Stage 2. Now, of course, the big thing we're going to be looking for is obviously an equipment. We don't have one yet. That's going to be big. I don't know which one we're going to take, because we have options here on what the best one is going to be. Hard to say which one the best one to crash the game is. I mean, obviously, Forgive Me Please could be one of them, but we got options. I'm going to pick up a gas, just in case we want to end up doing any on-kill stuff. The white items aren't going to necessarily help us in terms of equipmenting, right? That's not going to be super helpful. Things we're looking for are really gestures of the drowned. We're looking for bottled chaos. Maybe, I don't really even know if clovers are going to be helpful, but there are very few items that if we stack them correctly, that'll be all we need. And you know, we gotta have a cow shit slug on our squad, because of course we do. Might as well grab our first gesture of the drowned right here. There's a beautiful little guy waiting for us. Oh, we have our first equipment. Now we got, obviously, plenty of options here. We have to decide what the best one is. We're not going to crash the game for a little bit. We have some work to do, some frames to lose. Frames, by the way, in the bottom left corner. It is very small, I understand, but we'll have to find a way to get that down to 0. And to start, let's just grab a little disposable missile launcher. I mean, harmless, right? Absolutely harmless, has never hurt anybody ever, so we'll start there. So now here, right, I don't think anything here necessarily helps us. So I'll have to see. To crash the game, do we want Poilu? Will that cause too much damage from me to stop crashing on enemies? Here are the questions we gotta be asking ourselves. But I'm not gonna not pick up. What are you, nuts? Are you think I'm not gonna pick it up? It's too juicy. And here, I think it's just as simple as let's give us a little bit of defense so we can stay alive while we try to win. Okay, stage 2 has been looted. We got, you know, a couple items here and there. Most importantly, we have an, really? Oh, what a pain. But most importantly, we were able to get the news. So we will have plenty of gestures of the drowned to go around, that's for sure. Wandering Vagrant is down, and oh, we get a yellow item. Again, I don't think any of those are particularly helpful with equipment, but we'll pick a fun one. Actually, we do have Shatter Spleen, and that's close to what we're looking for. That gives us explosions on death, and that's something. Granted, I don't know if that proc could Forgive Me Please. I would imagine it doesn't, but hey, a fun item to have nonetheless. All right, Mr. Newt, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna take all of your Jesters to drown. That cool with you? Appreciate it. Okay, and here's what I might do, right? We don't need a lot of white items, so I'm gonna stack the white items we have currently, and then every time we go to the Newt, I'm gonna trade for a bunch of greens, because we need regen scrap, and we need fuel cells. That's kind of all we need with the two of them. So, oh, well, we don't want that. We only really need 2 greens for the whole time, maybe a couple other on kill stuff potentially later. But we don't really need whites, and we need a lot of greens, so we're going to be blind printing those away. All right, another stage looted. We got some Wungus on the squad, a lot more goat hoofs. Oh, and a Grove Tender. We obviously actually don't have that much for Desperado. Haven't been doing that this stage, but I don't really think we need it. I think we'll be fine for the most part, as long as we're playing this safe and just kind of doing what we need to do. We did get a lot of regen scraps, so now we're good on that front, and we're just gonna move through Teleporter pretty quick. I mean, Bandit is Bandit, so that's kind of why I chose them, and we'll do some more regen scrap. All right, so we're not gonna start with Bottled Chaos. We're actually just gonna start with Soulbound Catalyst, and I want to do one more. We lost fuel, so that's fine. We're gonna do one more Soulbound Catalyst, so that way our cooldown is just that much faster. All right, Siren's Call begins. I'm actually gonna look for another equipment on this stage. I mean, I'm always looking for equipments, but this stage specifically, because it would be very fun to have the Royal Capacitor for our equipment for a little while. That's not gonna crash the game, I can tell you that for sure. But it's a very fun equipment to have. All right, I hate this Newt. All right, we gotta get over there. Go! And boom, perfect landing. There's no way to get back up. Wait for safer spaces. Oh, we did not wait for safer spaces. Okay, well. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was. That's not too bad. All right, we'll keep going. Awu has arrived. I'm just letting the missiles do the work. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of sitting here. We're just hanging out. I'm not too concerned by any of this. We're gonna let the missiles go down there. 25 bleed off the missiles. I didn't even know I had... Oh, a Shadow Spleen, that's why. And Awu is down. Very nice. Let's head down and get our little reward, which is probably, let's be honest, gonna be a Soulbound Catalyst. Soulbound Catalyst acquired. Let's loot the rest of the little map that I didn't quite finish, and we'll hit Telly. We do actually have a mountain shrine in the very corner, so we'll hit that. Another large chest. I didn't see any equipments. Very sad. So we will stick with what we have for an equipment, but we'll be looking. Teleporter ready to come in. It's going to be pretty automatic here. I mean, we're not going to need to do a whole lot of work. We're going to be hanging out, just kind of shooting things occasionally, but the missiles are doing their job. They're a lot of magworms. We have a lot of these guys here, so we're going to be just kind of waiting. And we got them in 2 greens, just what we were looking for. That is going to put us, I guess I'll just take 2 fuel cells. No, I'm gonna take 2 regen scrap. We can turn a couple of those goat hoofs back into greens once more. This is an absolute tragedy. We left a large... That had a legendary in it. That had a legendary item in it. I know it. It's okay. You know, you win some, you lose some. Gonna grab a Dio's, and then here's the thing, right? I kinda wanna up some of my other things before I go in to Bottled Chaos. Because if we do it too early, we reach a problem. If we do it too early, Bottled Chaos, then we're going to be at like 1 to 2 frames for a while, but never quite enough to cause any issues. So we'll hold off. For now, I think we just get 2 more Soulbound. That's probably it for Soulbound. We'll get our 5... Oh, is this an equipment? No, it's not. We're good. We'll get our 5 Jester of the Drowned, and then we will work on a lot of fuel cells and come back here for Bottled Chaos once we have a bunch of regen scrap ready to go. What kind of a spawn was that? Did I spawn on the jump pad? That was odd. Started off moving, but we're all right. We have a Void Seed. Again, not going to be super helpful for us, but it is something. Mountain Shrine on stage 5. Yep, we're hitting it. Especially if we can finally find an equipment to grab a Royal Capacitor, because there's few things more fun than that. Okay, so we might have died there, right? Maybe we got a little bit carried away in the voids here. I actually don't know what I got collapsed by. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. We got collapsed super hard. We stood in a mushroom pile for a little bit. So We're not gonna let that happen again, but we may need to refill our Dios. Oh, I think this was our mushroom cloud. The mushroom that was there on the ground, the voided one? Yeah, I think that was our guy. I'm also gonna grab Plimp. Again, we don't really need it. I don't think it'll impact our crashing the game too much. But us having high damage makes the run a whole lot easier. I am gonna grab, where is it? I gotta find it. I'm literally blind. One fire band. I want one fire band just for Desperado, because it's beautiful. Now, unfortunately, other than what we might get from Teleporter, that might have been the only green that we found in the entire stage. I actually know, I have to go on the lower part here. Couple more chests that could have one in it, but it has been all whites this map. Well, there you have it. I just had to ask. It's just that simple. But again, oh, I was about to say we're out of equipments once more, but no! We can get our Royal Capacitor. Now, things are going to quiet down once these missiles are done. Going to take a little bit. But once we have Royal Capacitor, oh, it's going to be gorgeous. Speaking of gorgeous, let's go do TP. Let the Royal Capacitor do its job. And because we have the band now, it's going to be extra strong. It doesn't really matter what we spawn. I'm going to take them down. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. You can see the lightning strikes just coming down. I mean, this is unbelievable. Teleporter is done, and we get 2 greens. We're spending both of them on fuel cells, and we're moving forward. And the lightning strike, I'll be honest, maybe a little bit too bright. Maybe a little bit too bright, maybe a little bit too flashy. We'll keep it for like 1 stage, and then we'll move on. I love how even now we still have missiles coming out. We've lost that equipment long ago, and all that means is that we had so many uses stored up from, like, let's say, the Soulbound going crazy, that the backlog is the entire stage. Now, I have a question for myself, alright? If I look at the Newt, will I hit him with Tesla? I don't know. I'm gonna avoid doing that so we don't accidentally anger the man. But we'll do, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess? Yeah, we'll put it to 20. 20 regens. Actually, no. I wanna really stack fuel cells for a little while, make our cooldown really low, and then we'll come back for this. However, I would like a Dios, please. And honestly, you know what I'm gonna take? I'm gonna grab, ready for this, Head Stompers, purely just to avoid fall damage. Not something I want to have to worry about. We have an opportunity to go here. We're not doing that because Aurelionite, not part of the challenge. Sorry, Ari. Yeah, okay, this is what I was worried about. If I look at the Newt, we get kicked out of here real quick. So I'm glad I didn't. Let's move back on to stage 1. Look at this Beetle Queen. Ready? Oh my god. We do have an opportunity to switch our equipment up right away. But we can, you know, let's clear the map a little bit just to finish off the things that are here. Killing off big enemies is so satisfying with the Royal Capacitor. But let's see. What kind of nonsense do we want to get up to next? Alright, I'm going to grab Saws because... Oh my. Oh, hey, dude. Oh, ouch. That actually hurt a lot. But goodness, Saws are going crazy. I just have to look at something near-ish by, and it's done. Is this the best equipment I could have chosen? Probably not, right? Probably not. There are probably better options here, because I have to actually look actively at everything I want to kill, unlike some of the others, but my goodness, is this wild looking. Come here, Golem. Oh, it's quick. Another equipment if we decide to switch it. I'm unsure yet. Saws are pretty fun, right? We might keep them for, like, a stage. It doesn't kill things automatically, so we do have guys like that just chilling around. But I think we're good to survive this stage for sure. Look at how ridiculous this looks. Once we get Soulbound Catalyst going in, there's actually a chance that even something as simple as Samarang could crash our game. Test it a little bit. We're hitting Teleporter. We have 6 grand. We can loot any of the stage we missed. Beetle Queen, goodbye. And goodbye. Oh, okay, we did lose some frames there. We're all the way down at like 44 at one point. So this is looking promising early. Look at how crazy this looks. So I didn't find Newt because I didn't actually look around, which is an oops, but also not a big deal because we don't really need much from Newt right now. There's no like regen white scrap, and we're really just looking for greens. So if we just keep going on these stages, looking for greens and fuel cells, we're missing out on gestures. That's not the end of the world, but honestly, Saws is looking really good for potentially crashing the game. Oh, look at this blazing gup. This is gonna be ridiculous. This is gonna be ridiculous. Running through this. I mean, look at the saws on the screen. To count this would take a year and a half. One thing I have to be very careful about doing is make sure I don't accidentally do an equipment drone. That would end me. If I don't have another equipment on the map ready to go, that could end our run quick, because on our own, we are not that strong. I have found another equipment. Now, I don't know what to choose here, right? We have to kind of, I'm almost tempted to go back to rockets for a little bit. We have many options, many options. Maybe for a little bit, we do this, right? Maybe for just a little bit of time, if we do this. Because this, honestly, hold on, this has a chance right here to crash the game. There's just so many of them, and it does such an absurd thing to the map that we are getting low very quickly. It is actually going to be really hard to see items because the map is insanely bright, and it becomes very hard to see where I'm going. But if I know where I'm going before I get there, we're fine. Okay, I think that's probably the closest we're going to get to crashing the stage this stage, or crashing the game this stage. But I mean, that was, oh my god, the damage is insane. It was closer than I thought we'd get this early. It is actually a little bit earlier than I expected to get to this point of frame loss. So hey, we're getting somewhere quick. Look at me just spray everything. I mean, even the game's beginning to crash now because the Soulbound Catalyst is putting just so many bottles in the sky. All right, we are off into blue. Finally, a little bit of peace right now. Immediately broken by this. I have to make sure not to hit the Newt too hard with these. So, I'm gonna just excuse me, Mr. Newt, I'm just gonna inch my way in here real quick. I guess we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 greens. We have to make sure we can see them. Let's just hit up some fuel cells, of course, and then we'll do Gestures the Drowned, and we'll get out of here. So we're actually getting really low just trying to pick Gestures the Drowned, and I think it's because we're picking up Gestures the Drowned, and our things are flying a lot faster, but oh my, it is getting very close. Mr. Newt, you gotta help us leave, man. I can't even see. Actually, where do we want to go? I can't see those. I couldn't even see the options if I wanted to. Let's get over to stage 3. All right, we got Rally Point Delta. Cool. We're gonna look for another equipment. I need to calm this down for a moment before we get back in. Okay, we need to bring this to a low before we bring it back up to a high. We got a Void Devastator. Let's take care of that real quick. Just throw it all in there. I mean, there's a chance we could crash the game this stage. I just don't know if we quite have enough groups of enemies to do that ourselves. I do know what our next strategy is going to be if we can get out of this. That would be Primordial Cube if we can happen to find another equipment somewhere on this stage. I'm realizing I just have to keep jumping, because if I'm on the ground for too long, I really can't see anything. We are desperate to find an equipment barrel anywhere here, otherwise we are looking rough. And you see, here would generally be about the point I would say, hey, let's get some Bottled Chaos in there. But you see, the problem with that is we have to find a way to get to the Bottled Chaos, and the lag is making that difficult. We got Newt, and we are crawling. We are crawling forward. But if I can find TP, we could just kind of get that over with. We might be able to sneak into Newt, grab a couple of Bottled Chaos, and end the run. But let's see if we can find equipment out of a multi-shop. Don't know if I saw... Oh, I think I did see an equipment, actually, that looks like there's potentially an equipment in there, but we gotta stop lagging. Here we go. I'm gonna try to kill everything around us right now. I understand we are very, very low on frames, that we can't afford to die. So things have got to be cleared out, and that is just the name of the game. Alright, I've decided. We're gonna go to teleporter because we have to, right? We have no chance of getting that equipment without doing teleporter. If we can do teleporter and empty out the stage, we then have a chance. I don't even know where teleporter is. We're just gonna hold E around this area. If we can do teleporter, that means we won't be killing enemies, which means Soulbound Catalyst won't be going, which means we can actually see where we're going and maybe get that new equipment. We gotta get in here. We've activated it. I don't know what's going on. We're just gonna hope it's Imp Overlord. Beautiful. They should be taking a ton of damage now. I'm just gonna try to be in the air so they don't obliterate me where I am. And yeah, look at their health. Look at the health and just leave. It's gone. We took a lot of damage. Looks like we're coming back now. I am worried about dying. That's why we have the Dios, which is good. We've killed Teleporter Boss. That's fine. And we're almost halfway done charging. All things considered, unless I die twice during this teleporter event, we're looking good. All right, teleporter is done. We just have to clear out the rest of the enemies. Hopefully there aren't many left. I don't actually see or hear any. Let's see if I can leave. See if I can get out of here. See how the frames come back like that? I mean, it's not great. It's not the best thing ever, but the frames have come back, and we do have an equipment here. Can we get it? Okay, we've gotten the white item. And step back a second. Oh, go forward a second. Go forward one more. Oh, too far. Okay, let me just do a little turn. I believe in this. I believe in our ability to pick up an equipment. We've done it. Okay, let's grab a primordial cube. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. This may be good, maybe bad. I don't know. It's definitely a different, I mean, it's definitely, it's for sure a different vibe. It's for sure a completely different vibe. We're not obliterating ourselves, that's for sure. Luckily, Primordial Cube isn't absolutely ruining us here. So we are able to continue around. I don't need this item. I'm just trying to get to Mr. Newt. Maybe next stage we bring it back down. Wow, I mean, this looks like a portal to another dimension. All right, now here's the question. If I grab Bottled Chaos with all, here we go, like we got 1, 2, 3. Send all 3 of these out into greens. We use all of these greens on regen scrap. Then we grab Bottled Chaos. Do we crash the game against the Newt? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottled Chaos 1. Bottled Chaos 2. Bottled Chaos 3. Bottled Chaos 4. Okay, now here's the question. Did we ruin it by doing that because now we are in egg all the time? We might have. Because we did that, that might have slowed it down too much. And I don't think there's a way to undo it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to undo what I just did because you guys didn't even say it. What Bottled Chaos? I don't even know what you mean by Bottled Chaos. We did get absolutely shunted out of there. Mr. Newt did not like what we were doing. Let's get into the blue portal, right? And see what equipment we want to mess with next. Because I'm going to be totally honest with you, I think I know the equipment we're going for. I just have to find one on the map. Also, Primordial Cube, a very dangerous equipment to have because I don't actually have any real damage. So, something I did not consider until maybe just now, right? We have great wave clear, but we don't have any damage. But we do have extremely low frames. Is Primordial Cube gonna do it? We're very low on health, which is not the best thing ever. But we're getting down low in terms of frames. We're down to 1. Is Primordial Cube enough? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it's possible to get out of what I'm currently in. I mean, we're gonna die, and I think we just have died. I'm gonna try something before we die and give myself the backup. Okay, but first I gave myself the Ahoy hat, which is really fun. I do need to be able to see where I'm going and get away from everything because I'm gonna die so fast. I have no actual real adult items, but look at this. Look, we can actually see so well. And now, I'm gonna give myself the backup and we're gonna see how that goes. We have given myself the backup. Are you ready? Here we go. So, boom, boom, boom. We're spawning them, honestly, not as fast as I expected. So, this may work, it may not, I don't know. Luckily, the amount of backups we have might actually be able to kill things, get some money. We'll see. But I don't know if we're going to count the Primordial Cube. I mean, it's kind of as close as we're going to get. But we didn't technically crash the game. I think just maybe if I switch over to Saw, We might be already crashed the game at this point. Here we go. Saw begins. We're going to send it at anything we can see. We already had Saw earlier. My goodness, did we kill that thing fast. Honestly, this plus Primordial Cube puts us in a really good spot, but no Primordial Cube to be found. Saw is all we have, so let's go see if we can go into that Void Seed, kill a bunch of things at the same time, and get that to finish us off. Here are a bunch of enemies. Saws, what can you do? How crazy? Oh, we are probably dead here. Oh, run! How did we live that? That was actually crazy. All right, Scavenger, I don't think can do much. I don't even know if we're going to crash the game with Saws here. This might just be a case of Primordial Cube getting us really close, but us not actually being able to finish the job where we're at. We might as well check out the Scavenger, though. Let's see how much damage we can actually do to a Scavenger. Just with Saws. Oh, my. Oh, that'll do it. I'm going to be honest. I think the only equipment that can realistically do this is Molotov Cocktail. Here we go. We just have to hope that this can crash the game. I want to see Risk of Rain 2.exe has stopped responding, and I have not seen it yet, but we've been stuck at 1 FPS for a while with at least Primordial Cube. I have activated the mountain, or not the mountain shrine, the combat shrine. We have a Scavenger here who immediately died. I was kind of hoping for something I could spawn a lot of, but here's the situation. Right, wait, I just saw a teleporter. Hold on. I'm going to hold E. I'm just going to hold E and see what happens. Teleporter is somewhere over here. If I can find it and activate it, we might be able to crash the game where we are. I did. I activated teleporter. Okay. Magma Worm is here. I can't see anything. We're just going to see if we can survive the teleporter. I don't know if we will be able to. We did. We died immediately. Okay. So, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say we got real close with the Primordial Cube action. We got 1 frame a second. Obviously, once we get to that point, I can't reloot the map, and that is tough. But I'm going to count this as an almost success on crashing the game with equipment. I hope you enjoyed, nonetheless. I very much did. If you did, let me know. And with that being said, I will see you all next time.